A long time ago in ancient Egypt, there was a king named Osiris and a queen named Isis working in the farm. Osiris was a good pharaoh to Egypt.
Thanks for bowing down to me. You know you didn't have to do that, right?
But Osiris had an evil brother named Seth. Seth was jealous of Osiris and wanted to be king. One day, Osiris and Isis were having a party, and Seth was invited.
Dun, dun, dun!
When Seth mentioned that he had brought a beautiful coffin with him, Osiris asked him to bring it in, and so he did. It was the most beautiful coffin they have ever seen. Then Seth said, "Whoever perfectly fits inside the coffin will keep it forever." People tried fitting in, but it just wasn't the right size.
Wait. Oops.
What they didn't know, that Seth built it perfectly for Osiris. So when Osiris went in, Seth quickly shut him in. Ow, that hurt! The guards held the citizens back from trying to save Osiris and threw the coffin into the Nile. Isis was terrified. Isis cut some of her hair off and sailed a boat across the Nile. When Isis arrived at Byblos, she overheard two kids talk about a fancy pillar in the king's palace. She knew that Osiris was enclosed in the pillar because she remembered how beautiful the coffin was. When she went into the palace, Isis told the people in the palace that she was a hair designer in Egypt. The queen asked Isis to watch over her youngest son, the prince. Hello! Every night when the prince was asleep, Isis would cry over her husband. She was so fond of the prince that she wanted to make him immortal. That didn't hurt at all! One night, Isis decided it was time. First, she lit a casket on fire.
Fire!
Next, she carried the boy to the casket. Then Isis lowered the prince into the flames and uttered magic words. As she did this, she turned into a different form. Hazi una pata forza evolate! While Isis was doing this, the queen woke up to flames. I smell fire. Is there fire in our castle? I have to save my son! She saw what Isis was doing and was frightened. Isis saw the fear in the queen's eyes and turned back into regular form. Doing this caused the magic fire to die. The queen asked her how could she do this. Then Isis revealed herself. She said, "I am the goddess of Egypt. I was doing a spell on your son to make him immortal, but now the spell is broken." The queen couldn't believe it. The queen said she would give anything to Isis that her heart desired. Isis asked the queen to take this beautiful pillar home because she knew that her husband is enclosed in it. When she got back to Egypt, she hid the casket because she knew what horrible things Seth could do if he found it. One night, Seth and his men were hunting, and Seth saw the coffin. Dun, dun, dun! The enraged Seth cut his brother into 14 pieces and hid all the pieces around Egypt. When Isis saw the empty coffin, she let out a scream. It shook the earth and the heavens. So she and her sister went looking all over Egypt for the parts. No body part here. Whenever they found a piece of Osiris's body, they built an altar and worshipped the gods. Thank you, Ray. Once all of Osiris's body parts were found, Isis made the first mummy ever. Then she used all of her magic to breathe life into him. It worked, kind of. Osiris couldn't live in the real world, but instead live in the underworld.
Hey, at least I can hang out with Steve from Minecraft.
Sup, bruh?
Egyptians believe when the Nile floods, it's caused by Isis's tears. Interesting, huh?
What's that in the air? It's probably a monkey. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah! No, it's a shark!
I like pizza.
Guys, chill out. It's only the Joshy Squash tomato. Josh Squash is epic. Check out his YouTube channel.